Pretty busy out there, Vinny.
Yeah, quite so. And you're right, Dave, with the Stars taking defense of the Cup quite seriously. In fact, before tonight's game, Stars brass signing holdout defenseman Richard Matvichuk to a 4-year deal, and also inking goaltender Eddie Belfour to a 2-year contract extension. The Frogs, of course, hosting 15th-ranked Arizona, and after the Wildcats drubbing by Penn State last week, 41-7, TCU knew coming in that the Wildcats would be ready for this one. But, you know, it's really dry in the Tucson desert, and the inclement weather has seemingly played into TCU's hands, at least early on in this game. Let's go to the highlights. First play of the game. Dave, it's only week 4, and yes, it's the district opener, but it's very well could be a playoff preview here in District 5, 5A. A couple of unbeaten South Grand Prairie taking on the Fighting Farmers of Louisville. Let's go to the highlights and show you what's the story here. Starting off, R.C. Slocum, head Aggie in the house, doing a little recruiting before the Southern Miss game.
It was just great to see because there was such a monkey lifted off his shoulders.
And there was a lot made about both Belfour and Hosek in the goaltender matchup, and you go through the history books, and you have to go back 54 years to the 1945 Cup with Toronto and Detroit, with Frank McCool and Harry Lumley, when you have both keepers coming into the game with a goals against average of under 2. And it's not surprising that in the 6 games of the Stanley Cup Finals, only 22 goals in all were scored. A very, again, defense-minded game, and that's what the Stars wanted, and that's how they won it.
We begin with baseball. The Rangers finishing up the regular season home stretch this afternoon against Seattle. Do you think this is the best Ranger team ever? The standings say so. Today's win over Seattle putting them over the top for most regular season victories ever for the franchise. Little doubt about this one from the get-go. Big Lee Stevens going solo for his 24th Tater on the year. Next frame, Gonzo on the 3-0 pitch. Swing away, my friend. Gone. His 39th dinger. 2-zip Texas. More than enough for Rangers starter John Burkett. Going 6 strong innings, scattering 3 hits over 5 Ks, 2 there to Edgar Martinez, as the Rangers offense does the rest. Their 9th shutout of the year, a very nice way to close out the regular season homestand. Manager Johnny Oates with a few observations.
This is the best team I've ever managed. A good ball club.
A twilight doubleheader in Baltimore with the Orioles taking Game 1 from the Yanks. A sweep helping Texas for that crucial postseason home advantage. O's down 4-3. Mike Fetters in to stop the bleeding. A walk to load the bases doesn't help. Bernie Williams then delivers the infield RBI single. 5-3 Yanks. Fetters still again with bases laden and base on balls. Chili Davis's easiest RBI of the year, and that's where it stands. 9-3 now. Yanks in the 8th. Cowboy notes now, and none of the Arizona Cardinals have ever appeared on Saturday Night Live, but you can still call them the not ready for primetime players. Arizona's a banged-up bunch coming in on a short week from Monday night's loss. They're 1-2 and taking on an unbeaten Cowboy team Sunday that's definitely ready for prime time. The long-awaited return of Golden Toe, Neon Deion Sanders, is set for Sunday. Deion going through the practice paces again today, and teammates are glad to see Deion back in the huddle for a number of reasons.
He brings confidence to the defense.
Doing what I'm paid to do.
Hockey now, and can you believe it's time already to drop the puck again? Our defending Stanley Cup champs, Dallas Stars, opening the NHL season tomorrow night at home against Pittsburgh, and they'll raise the first of what hopefully is many championship banners tomorrow night before the game. One personnel move to tell you about: the Stars plucked right winger Chris Murray off the Chicago Blackhawks waiver wire today. He'll join the Stars tomorrow. Last but certainly not least, rodeo action from Elvisville, also known as Memphis. It's Whiplash, the monkey who rides a border collie. And you know he's friends with Toonces the cat. Look at that little monkey go. You think you can rustle them critters, Hoss? As we say around these parts, buddy, very nice, Pico. Now drive that tape and monkey back to Dallas.
And the spotlight on him. Whiplash deserves it.
Whiplash.
Rowdy Yates.
All over the country.
Yeah,
He
Rowdy
really gets
Yates
around.
would be proud, would he not? Rolling, rolling, rolling.
He gets around on that border collie.
That's great.
That's all we have for tonight. See you tomorrow, everyone.
Thank you, Ken Terry. Former Cowboy head coach Tom Landry made his first public appearance today since his release from Baylor Medical Center earlier in the month. The 74-year-old Landry, as many of you are well aware, is battling leukemia since his May 4th diagnosis. Landry accepting an invite to the home of his former quarterback Roger Staubach this afternoon. Landry convalescing for the next few weeks before his next round of treatment is looking great and feeling much better. And he says the outpouring of love and support from Cowboy fans has helped him immensely.
Well, it really is. It was amazing, the number of
of letters and cards of them out.
Great to see him doing so well. We'll have more with Coach Landry, plus your Stars update, and a whole lot more later on in sports, so stick around. Terry, Ken, back to you.
All right.
It's a scene that's as American as apple pie. Kids playing Little League baseball to the cheers and applause from the stands. But here in South Dallas, it's a rekindling of what was once lost that now is found.
We started South Park Little League to kind of deal with the vacancy of baseball in South Dallas. We found out that they hadn't had Little League baseball in over 10 years.
As we all know, basketball has dominated the neighborhoods. So this is something brand new to the kids. They're picking it up real well.
As you can see, the great American pastime certainly is on an upswing here in South Dallas, but what might be even better than these kids learning about the game in between the white lines, they're getting a well-deserved lesson in black history.
This T-ball, though, is like none other you've seen. The team names on these uniforms harken back to the days of the old Negro Leagues, bridging a game and a generation gap that's as obvious as black and white.
So most of them know who Jackie Robinson is, but they need to know who Satchel Paige is, who Josh Gibson is, who Cool Papa Bell is, who Buck Leonard is. Some of the great baseball players who never had a chance to play in the major leagues simply because of the color of their skin, and how they should appreciate the opportunities that they have now because of the sacrifices that people made before them.
I think the kids need to know. They need to know this. This league here, what we have going now, this open up a lot of leeway for the kids.
It's fun to play baseball. We get to know more people than we know.
When you connect kids with their history, and they can see that they're a part of this game, and they're part of the growth and development of baseball, it really helps develop self-esteem and pride.
But how did Negro League history hit the dustbin? Black America's love affair with baseball was like none other before Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier, and then afterward, swiftly forgotten.
I don't fault nobody but us for that. You're supposed to keep up with your own history.
But Blair now shares his first-hand knowledge with the new generation, knowing that the history must live on.
The Saturday that we were over there and I threw out the first pitch, I never got away from no little kids. From just talking about baseball and showing them different things.
Satchel Paiges, the Gibsons, they're all looking down. They see this. The Bill Blair, they're all looking at this. They see it. It's a wonderful thing.
From South Dallas, I'm Vince Lennon, Inside Sports.
Last but not least tonight, give Mets manager Bobby Valentine an A for effort, but an F for espionage.
Yeah, he's no Austin Powers man of mystery, as the National League suspended Valentine for some dugout shenanigans Wednesday night. Take a look at this. Valentine ejected in Wednesday's Mets-Blue Jays games, but he'd later return with glasses and a fake mustache. All he needs is that blue jacket, and he could have been the Unabomber. Remember that weak artist rendering?
Weak.
Back to the storyline at hand, Valentine earns a 2-game suspension for this poor display. But if it's any consolation, Inspector Clouseau from the Pink Panther movies would most probably approve.
Now, come on, you don't know it's us now, do you?
Oh, no.
Come on. Poor Harpo. I'm Groucho. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good night.